Coming up on Saturday, the top-ranked Norwich Cadets will be on the road, making a trip down to Rutland County to take on Castleton for a Saturday night conference showdown. Spartans are the last team to beat the Cadets as they sent Norwich into the holiday break with a 2-1 defeat. Since then, the Cadets have gone on a 12-game unbeaten streak, and they'll carry that into the weekend. And joining us on the line for the coach's preview, brought to you by Sticks and Stuff, is Norwich head coach Cam Ellsworth. Cam, sometimes storylines for games are tough to come by. You got to start digging, or sometimes you just make stuff up. But the headline for Saturday's game kind of writes itself on our end of things. What's the perspective of this one from your end?
Well, again, I don't think I have to say too much. As you said in the introduction there, sent us into the break with a rather unpleasant feeling in our stomachs, and righted our ship a little bit too at the same time. So we were able to eat a little bit of humble pie there, and I think we've played pretty well since the break. So going in there, it's always a tough place to play. Kind of had a really wild game there last year, but we're just trying to continue to worry about ourselves and continue to try to improve every week.
From a scouting standpoint, what do you expect to see different this time around from the Spartans from maybe what you saw a couple months ago?
Truthfully, I've got some stuff downloaded, so we don't play till Saturday, and so we've kind of delayed our week. So I haven't gotten anything to say that it's a lot different. They're right now clinging to the last playoff spot, and so I think their hunger will be at a all-time high, maybe even higher than what it was last time we played. And a lot of times more than X's and O's, it's about the competitiveness. And we've each got 3 games left, and like I said, they're trying to get into the playoffs here. So I think we're going to see the best version of them.
How good is it to have just one game to play this week? You don't have to sort of double up in back-to-back nights.
Truthfully, we'll play whoever, whenever. So what we're using this for is, we have qualified for the playoffs, so we're starting. We do play on Saturdays, so we get rid of those Friday games once the playoffs start. So we've tried to mimic that this week, kind of honed in on that process. That's kind of been our plan, and just with the way that we approach it with the extra day. So we've used it in that sense and trying to, continue to improve. Again, we're just using as much time as possible to keep getting better.
Now, this may seem like a broken record, but reflecting back on another very good weekend for this team, 3 straight shutouts for you guys, 2 big ones last weekend over Skidmore and Babson. What are your thoughts on your team's performance Friday and Saturday?
I thought it was one of the better weekends back-to-back that we played. I didn't love our first period at UMass Boston. I think there's a lot of things that go into that, whether that's travel or just, we get down there and check into a hotel. Just a lot going on. But I thought the second and third, we really put it into another gear, and then really was happy with the overall, obviously the outcome, but just the overall performance. And then playing a Babson team that was hot on our heels and was playing extremely well. And I thought it was a really good hockey game. We were lucky to get some in. Tom's been great, obviously, for the duration of the year, but I thought this weekend he was especially on, and just ecstatic to continue to get league points. We've talked about it. I think this league is the best in the country, so you have to be prepared every week, and anytime you can come away with 4 points, I think you got to be pretty thrilled. And
you also got that 12-game unbeaten streak going. You're the number 1 team in the country. Laymen like me that don't know too much about being on the inside like to bring up, sort of things like complacency as something to look out for. Do you see that as a coach, something that you need to be careful with or make sure you're on your players about?
As a coach, I definitely respect everyone. I think if you look at, some of the losses and ties, it's against teams that people think should have been maybe wins, and it's very difficult. The margin between winning and losing is so small. So, what I don't want to do is try to get too wrapped up, whether we're playing Hobart, Babson, UMass Boston, or we're playing Castleton, Johnson & Wales, or Suffolk. We want to continue to really kind of, search for what our best game is, and that's where my mindset is. I give the credit to a lot of the team, the leadership group. I think we've been extremely prepared, especially this last 5 games. I think we've played some of our best hockey, and so now our goal, and we've talked about it as a leadership group, is to continue that play and maybe even rev it up a bit.
Do you feel that maybe this team is hitting, you've played great all season, but do you think maybe you are hitting your stride, so to speak, at the right time, or do you get that sense?
I think we're playing better hockey now than we've played all year. I think the last 5 games, even even if we look at the first 5 games we played where we didn't really give up any goals, I think we've been playing better in the last 5 games. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we have more in us, though. And we're going to continue to search for that. And, so I don't know what the ceiling is for this group. I don't want to put a ceiling on it. I'm excited every day to come in, and effort and the attitude of our group is that right now, that of hunger. And we want to keep just getting better. And I know that sounds, like I'm maybe dodging it or some kind of, but we don't talk a lot about the standings or the ratings or anything. We're just trying to continue to improve. We have to keep getting better. And I'm happy that, like I said, that I think our last 5 games are better than our first 5. And that's very happy for me as a coach. But we have to continue to get better. I hope that we can, our next 3 are better than our last 5.
Now, this may actually be your last road game for a while coming up this weekend. I don't know if has that been something that's kind of crossed your mind at all? Is that you may not be going somewhere else for quite some time?
We've played well, whether it be at home or away. I think I think playing at Kreitzberg is just one of the best experiences, and I think it's an unbelievable spot to play. So anytime we get an opportunity to play there, I'm thrilled. But I don't look at it, again, whatever the schedule, whatever they let us do. Well, my goal is to try to play hockey with this group as long as we can, and that's wherever that is. I'd be happy to do it, and so I'm aware of kind of how it looks and the outlook of it. And at the same time, things can happen very quickly, and all of a sudden you'd be pretty happy to be on the road, So I'm right now I'm just trying to worry about our game here coming up, the road game with Castleton, and we'll kind of let the future sort itself out.
All right, coverage of Norwich and Castleton gets underway 6:35 on Saturday. George Como on the call. Cam, best of luck this weekend, and we will catch up with you next Thursday.
Thank you.